Congrats, sweetie. Finally, the time you've been anticipating has here. You haven't wasted your patience, your silent trust, or even the tears you poured in the darkness when you thought no one was watching. I've seen you. I have listened to every moan, every prayer, and every idea that came to you in search of solutions. The appointed moment has now arrived. The miracle you've been waiting for has arrived. The fact that you are receiving this message at this very moment is no accident. Your eyes fell upon these words for a reason, because I have something important, priceless, and timeless to share with you. I, the Lord your God, have permitted this to come to you. You believed that the promises were made for other people, not for you, and that you had been forgotten. However, I want you to know that you will always be remembered today. I was working to set your destiny, clear the way, move hearts, remove barriers, and align the world in your favor even when it seemed like nothing was happening. My love for you has been faultless, unwavering, and constant, so don't assume that my quiet indicates that I'm uncaring. Your entire weight was a component of a larger scheme, one that is currently playing out directly in front of you yet was previously invisible. Men are not sending this message. I am the one who created you. Heaven is going to have a supernatural impact on your life, which is why I am delivering it to you. This isn't your typical message. It brings you focus, healing, mental tranquility, soul purpose, and a fresh enthusiasm for your soul. My power is manifesting itself in what is about to happen to you. Although it won't be typical or simple to describe, it will be wonderful, real, and unmistakable. No one else could have made it happen, so you'll know it was me when it does. Now pay close attention and try not to get distracted. This is a sacred moment. Since I am aware of how much you need this message, I have put my soul into it. Your reality can be totally altered by what I am about to reveal to you since it is so potent. It has the power to free you from the bonds that have bound you for years. It has the ability to mend wounds that you might not even be aware are open. It might help you let go of the worries that have been bothering you. Additionally, it can open doors that the adversary has attempted to permanently close. But you have to remain with me. Continue to listen. Don't ignore this or unplug. Every phrase I use here has a divine purpose, not to amuse you, but to change you. This message isn't just anyone. This is a divine appointment. My heart is calling to you urgently. I'm talking to you personally. The impossible will start to give way in front of you if you decide to listen. Don't let this moment pass you by. Don't believe you can delay it. This is not merely an essential message. It's sacred and made just for you. Even if you're not yet able to share it, hold it close to your heart. I'm about to fulfill what I promised you. Already the indicators are in motion. You are already receiving blessings, and what seemed like a far-off dream will soon become your testimony. We shall join in fervent, faith-filled prayer at the conclusion of this presentation. The sky will open up to you at that very instant. Power will bring about what has been promised, and all that was unattainable will start to take shape. I always keep my word, and I am dependable. Remain with me. Don't disregard this call again. This could be your last opportunity to witness the glorious realization of what you have been longing for. And keep in mind that you are never by yourself. You and I have always been together. And today, sent straight from heaven, I bring a miracle, just a little more time with me. Because what I'm going to disclose is permanent. It never ends. It is the result of my unending love, my unending grace, and my unwavering constancy. I am compelled to share this with you today because it is a strong and unmistakable sign that is weighing on my spirit. You are not merely here by coincidence or accident. With divine design, I have brought you to this very time so that I might give you a gift that was saved just for you. I knew you before you were ever born. I used my own hands to shape you. As you developed, I kept an eye on you. I have been close to you throughout your entire life, even when you weren't aware of it, even when you believed that I wasn't. My tender eyes have been watching over every moment, every action, every decision, every failure, and every victory, because I have an eternal affection for you, a love that doesn't depend on your actions or inactions. Because you are a reflection of who I am, I adore you for who you are. Since you were created with a purpose, you are my creation. You don't know yourself as well as I do. The precise amount of hairs on your head is known to me. I am aware of your innermost thoughts, even if you have never spoken them. I am aware of the rhythm of your heart when you are fearful, joyful, doubtful, and steadfast in your faith. I have witnessed your restless nights when you were unable to fall asleep and your only company was tears. I have seen your quiet efforts, the ones that go unnoticed. I've observed your times of uncertainty when you looked for precise direction, and I have experienced your innermost dreams, the ones you are afraid to reveal for fear that the world will shatter them. And I have decided to give you something genuinely remarkable as a reward for my intense affection for you today. It's by my heavenly grace, not any human merit. My heart is filled with goodness for you, not because you deserve it. I simply have one question for you. Let your heart open. Avoid closing your inner doors any farther. Allow me to enter like a soft breeze. Let me mend what's damaged. Let me calm the situation. Allow me to shed light on what has been obscured by the shadows. There is no judgment in my presence. It does not come to break you. Rather, it gives healing. It is there to encourage you. In order to give you clarity when things seem so murky, to restore the faith that life attempted to steal away from you, and to fill your heart with hope, I want to embrace you from the inside out. I'm giving you a lovely present. The earth is not the source of it. It was not made by humans. It's straight from my throne. It has an eternal purpose and is composed of my love and splendor. Recognize this promise with gratitude. Now stop. Wait a minute. Take a breath. Reflect on all that you have endured to get this point. Do you recall the difficulties, the days when nothing made sense, the times you faltered, the times you considered quitting up but you decided to have faith? Even when you were unable to see the route ahead, you continued to walk by faith. Even though you were completely worn out, you persisted. Even when everything around you shouted that there was no hope, you still believe it. And now look at you. You made it through. You not only made progress, but you also developed. You become more powerful. You grew braver, wiser, and more conscious of who you are and who I am in you. You have a strong spirit. Your heart is one that never gave up. Even in the most difficult and desolate situations, you are a life that made the decision to blossom. Never undervalue the importance of your journey. You were formed by every storm you endured. You were prepared by every challenge you conquered. The seed that was sown by each tear you shed is now blossoming into a miracle. The divine prize for clinging to my hand will come, not the end of your fight. Therefore, pay attention with all of your senses, not just your ears. I speak to you now as the Lord, your God. Since I know that this is your moment, I am speaking to you in a quiet but urgent whisper. Now is the moment to witness what you sowed in suffering blossom into splendor. It's time to get back up stronger. The moment to get what has been long awaited and particularly prepared for you. Because it comes from me. The miracle that is about to happen to you won't be fleeting. Rather, it will permanently alter you. Since it bears my mark. Since you are my child. And I have decided to bless you more today than you could have ever dreamed. I picked you before your heart had even started to beat. Not by chance, but for a reason that time, events, or anything anyone has ever said about you will never be able to undo. Even before you existed as you do now, I saw you. I loved you completely, even when you were only a concept in eternity. Your entire voyage had been purposefully planned. I have not overlooked anything, not the failures, not the triumphs, not the suffering, not the happiness. It's all been a part of a larger design that your life is slowly revealing. Your shattered moments weren't setbacks. Rather, they were holy times when I was molding your heart and soul and getting you ready for something much bigger than you could have ever dreamed. When your heart called out in silence for answers, I was there. I was the one who supported you when your strength failed and who noticed the tears that no one else saw. I was working behind the scenes, even when you couldn't see it. I unlocked doors you were unaware had been closed. I eliminated those who weren't supposed to stay with you. I shut down chapters to keep you safe. It was painful at the moment, but it wasn't punishment. It was affection. It wasn't desertion. It was guidance. Everything that has happened to you has had a reason. Even those moments you believed were irreparable losses, because nothing is ever wasted in my domain. All of your experiences, falls, ascents, quiet moments, seemingly unfulfilled promises and closed doors have contributed to the journey that has brought you to this point, where I am lavishing your life with an unprecedented amount of grace. You are not in any certain time. I have one designated for you, and you are in it. The heavenly calendar has designated this season to bring about an irreversible change in your life. This isn't your typical moment. It is the culmination of everything I have long been secretly preparing for you. I am going to bestow gifts that have lain dormant upon you, restoring the vision that disillusionment had snuffed out, rekindling the passion that skepticism had suppressed, and restoring the sensitivity that hardship had hardened. The flames you believed had perished are being given new life by me, and you will witness the rekindling of the fire, not by human might, but by divine might. I know your journey better than anyone else. Nobody is aware of the burden you've been bearing in quiet. Even you are unaware of the extent of what you have gone through. However, I do. I send support from above because of this. I'm not going to abandon you. I'm bringing your energy into harmony with mine, and nothing can stop it once that alignment occurs. By promise, you shall get what is rightfully yours, through heavenly fulfillment rather than human endeavor. This miracle is independent of your value or your level of perfection. Before I bless you, I won't wait for everything to be perfect. It is I who sanctifies things. The one who replenishes is myself. I am the one who supplies water to arid regions and forges a path through the desert. Your weaknesses don't restrict my ability. In actuality, my strength is enhanced by your weakness. What you thought was impossible is now becoming possible. I have chosen to intervene on your behalf, but not by human methods. Even in the face of uncertainty, I have witnessed your fidelity. Even in the absence of any results, I witnessed your obedience. I'm reaching out to you today to demonstrate that anything you put your confidence into will be returned to you in greater measure. You will receive a spiritual as well as material harvest in the future. You will see relationships being restored, possibilities appearing, without your having to do anything, and most significantly, a delight that comes directly from my presence and that the world cannot comprehend. Your experiences weren't in vain. Your path has had a purpose at every turn. I'm now collecting the fragments, molding them, and creating something lovely out of them. Your testimony will now be what formerly hurt you. A process will evolve into a platform. The darkness will shortly give way to brightness. Avoid comparing your journey to that of others, because what I have for you is special. In my redemptive plan, I have established a specific position for you that no one else can occupy. Your entire life is being weaved into something magnificent. Continue on, not depending on your own strength, but with complete faith that I am ahead of you, paving the route you never imagined. The miracle isn't that distant. It's already underway. It has been sealed by my intent and activated by my word. You will soon see the glorious arrival of what you have been longing for with tears in your eyes. Since I am the one who keeps all of my promises, I will do it. Something unique is taking place in this holy moment that words cannot describe. Between the eternal and the natural world, a gap is growing. As though the veil is being lifted,
enabling the divinely precise pouring of what has long been concealed in the skies into your life. Right now, nothing is happening by accident. Everything has been planned with unending affection, a clear purpose, and ideal timing. I refer to what the outside world could call happenstance as fulfillment. I refer to what many might consider luck as grace. And you are now surrounded by that grace, not as a short-term solution, but as a long-term covering that will fundamentally change the way you walk. You are about to enter a period of significant transformation, a before and after, a time when heaven will directly intervene. Now what appeared immovable will start to give way, and what felt stuck will begin to advance at a rate that defies the laws of nature. This is not a natural occurrence. It is the supernatural's doing. I'm operating in ways that are incomprehensible to humans. I'm writing a story that goes against the grain, where every action you take, every encounter, every opportunity, every idea, and even the tiniest details demonstrate my power. You have secretly yearned for certain things, dreams that are buried deep within you. You even began to think that some things were no longer in your future. However, I haven't canceled anything I promised you for your life. I stand by every word I spoke to you. I've remained faithful despite the passage of time, the changes in circumstances, and your uncertainties. I don't base my pledges on unstable foundations. Instead, I firmly believe that I will fulfill my commitments. Doors will soon open for you without any effort on your side. It's because the time I've set for you has come, not because you're more worthy. The moment when everything that has been painstakingly arranged in the skies will be made public. Not only will those doors open up new avenues for you, but they will also bring with them connections, answers, confirmations, resources, provisions, and disclosures that will entirely alter everything that was previously unclear. Everything is falling into place at precisely the right moment. It won't be too late. There won't be anything lacking. Additionally, nothing will be wasted. You don't have to know everything just yet. All you have to do is trust. Even though I didn't always explain things to you, I was always there to help. Because you weren't prepared to hold them, some things couldn't be exposed sooner. Not only is what is happening today a blessing, but it also signifies maturity, a new perspective, progress, and the outcome of a profound transformation that occurred within you. My hand was working on something new inside of you while you believed nothing was changing on the outside. Now that internal effort will start to manifest outside. With strength, what is already real in the spirit will start to manifest in the material world. Change the way you walk now, not with arrogance, but with trust that I am behind every move you make in me, and not with fear. You will now start to be recognized by the places that earlier rejected you, by my existence within you, not by your name. I have put fire in your tongue so that the words you formerly found difficult to speak will now flow with wisdom. I have given you wisdom in your heart, so the decisions that previously left you unsure will now have a clear course. Now, there will be new vigor and excitement to replace the fatigue that seemed like an endless burden. And it will come straight from me, not from your own efforts. Many have attempted to use your past, your errors, your hardships, and your silences to define you. However, what I have put inside of you defines you, not what you were. I see you by the eternal purpose that is affixed to your spirit, not by your scars. I celebrate each time you get back up after failing, even if no one else does. I don't judge you by your failings. I am the one who truly understands the value of your quest, and for that reason, I am giving you honor, healing, and a new purpose. The goal is for you to see for yourself that I am the one who holds, elevates, and transforms, not to prove anything to other people. Keep going because you know the person at your side is always there, not because you know all the answers. Don't be afraid of what is ahead, because you're not alone in this. I've gone ahead of you, clearing the path, tidying up the hidden areas, and preparing the surroundings. You won't need to explain what is going to be disclosed to anyone since it will be so obvious and indisputable. It will be the manifestation of my splendor. You already have everything you need. Now, everything that was suppressed is being made public. Everything that was concealed is
now visible. This is not merely a fresh start. Rather, it is the realization of a divinely initiated event that was made visible at this precise moment. And since it was written with eternal love hidden within, you will see it. Heaven is currently working in ways that are not yet visible to you, yet they are closely related to your fate. By my divine will, some things that once seemed unchangeable are now starting to alter. You don't need to be in charge of every circumstance for things to work out, because everything aligns when I make a declaration. In places you believed were overlooked, I am directly and precisely filling in. I'm digging far down, creating new things in the invisible realm, and releasing benefits that were withheld for reasons that only I know. Not because you're fleeing, but because some cycles are ending. They have already achieved their goal. These chapters' closure is a redirection rather than a loss. In my plan, it's a step forward rather than a setback. I'm softly closing doors for protection rather than punishment. You won't go back to certain areas because you've already contributed everything you were supposed to, not because you weren't required. What you were supposed to seed, you've already done. It's time to take advantage of new chances, broaden your perspective, and make connections that will help you advance. Your environment will begin to shift. It will be how you see it as much as what you see. I'm honing your senses, enhancing your sensitivity, and bringing forth a more profound comprehension that will enable you to perceive things more clearly. You will now respond wisely rather than anxiously. You will move from the conviction that everything that occurs has a higher purpose, one that is under my sovereign control, rather than out of fear. Now that you will be paying attention to my voice rather than the outside distractions, the decisions that formerly created uncertainty will bring calm. Where there was chaos, I am restoring order, not just outward order, but order that begins in your spirit. I'm repairing what was damaged, transforming your ideas that were tainted by unpleasant memories, and removing the weight of the past. I don't want you to continue rebuilding on emotional ruins or lugging what you've already conquered. I create everything from scratch, including your self-perception, self-worth, and self-love based on the truth I have implanted in you. Because the strength that will propel you forward will come from me, not from you. The next stages will depend on your willingness to trust rather than your own strength. New tactics, ideas, creativity, and spiritual understanding are pouring out of me so that I know when to talk, when to wait, and when to act. You will answer with insight from the Spirit instead of acting impulsively. It won't have the same influence over you as it did before. Your emotional bonds are gradually releasing, and you will begin to experience a sense of independence,
independent of external events. I'm putting you on solid ground. There will be stability where uncertainty once existed. You will now have a clear direction where you were before lost. My hand has been guiding you through the invisible, not because you've changed on your own, and you're not aware of how deeply I've been working on you. My plan has included every step, even the most difficult ones and the ones you didn't understand. Nothing has been squandered. All of it has been repaid. You are the only one on this path, so don't compare it to others. I'm doing something special in your life, something that is impossible to replicate, something that defies earthly formulas and human norms. It is my creation, and it is flawless in both time and design. I noticed what others did not value. I kept what others threw away. In my hands, what appears insignificant and tiny becomes the cornerstone of something bigger. You will begin to notice indications in the coming days. They will be minor, unambiguous affirmations that restate what has already been decided and eternal. They won't be loud or theatrical. That unexpected door that opens, that precise discourse, that response that comes without being sought. that sudden calm, that sense of unwavering assurance, all of them will demonstrate that you are headed in the right route. You will walk knowing that you are under my control and in sync with the beat of heaven. You will no longer be influenced by the things that used to divert you. You will no longer be easily influenced by things that used to do so. Both the location and the person you were are no longer the same. The change has already started to manifest, and it will continue. I'm by your side the entire time. Hurrying or competing is not necessary. Just keep on with what I've already started, because what has been promised will materialize, and what has been set in motion cannot be stopped. Well done. You've been waiting for this moment. You have not squandered your patience, your silent trust, or the tears you poured in the darkness when you believed no one was watching. I've witnessed every second, every sigh, every plea, and every thought you sent to the heavens in search of answers have been heard by me. And the moment has now come. The long-awaited miracle has finally arrived. The fact that you are reading these words at this moment is no accident. Your attention has been drawn to this message for a reason, because I have something important, valuable, and timeless to show you. I, the Lord your God, have brought this to you. You believed that I had made promises to people other than you, that you were forgotten, and that your time would never come. However, I want you to know that you are remembered today. You weren't. I was working even when everything looked to be calm. I was meticulously setting up the invisible pieces of your fate, paving your way, mending the crooked roads, addressing people's emotions, taking down obstacles, and bringing everything into alignment with your best interests. Please don't assume that I don't care, because I have always loved you in a wonderful, unwavering, and consistent way. Even if you couldn't see it at the time, every moment was a part of a bigger plan. Now, however, it is playing out in front of you. This message is from me, your Creator, not from man. Heaven is going to have a significant impact on your life, which is why I am sending it. This message will give you purpose, healing, mental clarity, direction, and a fresh sense of passion.